All right, we got my camera on my camera stick, spinning it all around, make everybody dizzy. So how you doing on a Saturday afternoon? I just got back from Oklahoma City, visiting with Brent and Sean and a couple other customer people up there, and having a little nice day. I didn't get to see the airplanes fly. I didn't get close enough to the Air Force Base for that. Sorry, but I have in here Mr. Telly. He's come around to listen to me picking on the guitar. He's very comfy. And of course, wow, Miss Whiny. Look at this little whiny thing. That's a whiny kitty. Wow. Pay attention to me. So I'm going to show you guys something. I got the camera all doing stupid stuff here. Sorry about all the wiggly. But I'm going to show you something that is pretty cool. And I've been experimenting with the Boss GT1000 pedal for direct into the PA board. So when we go to jams and go to churches and whatever, we can just kind of make it simple and play without an amp straight into the house system. But usually that becomes a problem because it doesn't sound as good as an amp. It doesn't sound like an amp. It just sounds like you're playing through the house system. And with an acoustic guitar, it's okay. Sounds normal. With an electric guitar, it doesn't sound normal. It sounds silly. So I've been experimenting with different ways to do this. And I think I found one. It was like 85 bucks, 88 bucks, something like that on Amazon. It's some obscure little pedal that I located that is an amp simulator and a preamp simulator, electric guitar preamp simulator, and a microphone simulator, speaker simulator, all in one tiny little box that fits on your pedal board. And it's kind of cool because it's all it operates like analog. It's all knobs, so it's very simple. There's no computer programming, and for people like me that don't like computers very much, perfect. So, but the key to it is, does it sound good? So I'm going to demonstrate it by itself through my Mackie 16 channel PA into those little 10-inch speakers down there. I've got two alto 10-inch, so they're not like super high-end JBL speakers. They're alto speakers. They're relatively inexpensive. They're two powered speakers with a 10-inch driver and a horn in each one. Each one is 300 watts, so I've got 600 watts, two 10s and two horns, and a 16-channel Mackie with built-in effects. And I'm running this thing straight into that board, and I'm running a Wampler Pinnacle Mark II distortion pedal in front of it to get the amplifier drive sounds. And so I'm going to demonstrate that. So here's the little box sitting right next to the line 6 pod, so you can see how small it is. But it's really tiny. It's just a small little thing. But it's got XLR outs on the back and 1/4-inch outs on the back. And I've got it plugged in all different ways so that it can be demonstrated. But I'm going to find a spot here for ye ol' camera. Sorry about the silliness here, but I'm just kind of wiggling this thing around as I go. And here is me. No backing tracks, just me and the sound demonstration. So that right there is the box XLR out into the Mackie PA with no pedals in front of it at all, no effects of any kind. The only effect is a tape delay slap effect on the PA itself, so it's whatever is built into the PA. Get that little slap kind of echo effect. And it's set up right now. It has different selections on it. You can make it according to the switches, simulate a 412 cabinet or a 212 open back cabinet like a Fender Twin or a single 12. And you can have two different microphones placed in different positions. You can direct what position you want the microphone pointed at the speaker. And then it also has treble, middle, and bass, and a presence control and a volume control, and it has resonance, like a low end resonance control on it. So it's fairly simple. You can select. It's the way it's listed. It's basically a Vox sound or a Fender Twin kind of sound, or Fender Deluxe kind of sound, or a Marshall. And then you can select what tubes you want, the 606s and the EL34s and KT88s, which are big monster Marshall tubes, big old fat things. But so it gives it, each tube has a different resonance, a different bottom end frequency, so you can select those, and kind of changes things a little bit. So that's it with the Fender Twin selections. And by the way, if anybody's interested, it's a Bluka, and it's made by a company called Leeky. And it's this really cool little thing. I found it on Amazon just looking for Guitar Direct boxes. It's about the size of a Wampler distortion pedal. It's not very big. Works on 9 volts, so you can stick it on your pedal board. It's real simple. So I'm going to make a little simple pedal board for travel, for going to like jam night and going, churches and stuff. Just a little one, just something that's compact, that has everything in it. Maybe just a distortion, delay, chorus, and a tuner in this thing, and very simple. But that's the sound of a that is it set for the American amp, which is like Fender Twin kind of thing, with 606 speakers into 212 open back cabinets. And it's very, very convincing. Sounds a lot like that Fender Princeton did. It's got a real clean, it's real sensitive. It acts like a guitar amp, like I was saying. Very sensitive to your pick attack. A typical tube guitar amp, if you play lightly, it'll be relatively clean. And if you play even on that setting a little harder, you hear that little breakup sound. Roll the volume off on the guitar. Now I've only been playing with it for a few minutes, and I've got it kind of dialed in. So that's that. If you put it on a 412 cabinet, you can hear it's got a little deeper tone to it. And then if you switch it to the it says Marshall sound, which would be like a EL34, it's a lot hotter, a lot more powerful. But again, it's a lot hotter, but it's got a lot more punch to it. So you can get like that kind of thing out of it. So and this again is just the pedal, and it's got a gain setting on it, so you can even get a little Marshall gain out of just the pedal by itself. So you can get if I remember how to play the riff right. get a little Marshall sound out of it and take it back to the American setting. And you put a distortion pedal in front of it. And match it. I've got it where one's an open 212 cabinet and one's a 412 cabinet. Right back to that, and then anyhow, that's how it goes. I don't want to make this thing too long, but that's the neatest little thing I've found so far. Like I said, my experiment still continues, but I've used the Line 6 as a direct input, which is what it's made for, and then the Boss GT1000 thing. And this little thing is just too cool because you can just adjust it on the fly, which is perfect for me because I'm not a fan of programming if I can avoid it. It's something when you're on stage and you've got the Boss pedal, it's programmable on the pedal, but you can't just reach down and turn a volume knob up real quick because it's in the programming. So it has a volume knob, but only for the output that goes to amplifier, not to the XLR outputs. The XLR outputs are programmable. So it makes it a little tricky when you go from one setting to another setting and you want to boost for a guitar solo and it's suddenly not loud enough and you need to turn it up. Well, you just can't do that. So you have to rely on the sound man. And if you're at a jam session, there isn't really a sound man paying attention or not one at all. And then you just get stuck with volumes that don't match. This thing, if you're a good player, you can play and you notice the volume's screwy. You can just kneel down, reach down, and tweak it a little bit and go. And it's fine. You fix it on the fly. So for quick gigs and church stuff and jamming, with different guys just having fun, it's really handy for that. So it may turn out to be the thing. This may be the answer, but we'll find out. And if it is the answer, the Boss GT1000, which is pretty much new, will be up for sale because I don't need that expensive pedal laying around if I am not using it. But anyway, I'll experiment with this thing some more. I just wanted to share it with everybody. And I'm going to send this out to some musician friends of mine rather than me just telling them, hey, I found this neat pedal. they can see a demonstration of it and see what it's all about. So everybody, enjoy your Saturday night. I'm going to go and relax with the kitty cats for a few minutes. I've got a lot of bench work to do tomorrow in the daytime, and today was a long day driving around, so I'm going to rest a little bit. But tomorrow I'll be on the bench and soldering my butt off, and hopefully not soldering my butt because it burns and it's quite painful. So anyway, I will talk to you guys tomorrow afternoon and let you know how my soldering went. Everybody have a great Saturday. Be safe. God bless. See you later.